morning, good morning.
Today we are knitting with Mummy.
We are knitting with Mummy today. We are knitting with Mummy today. I hope everybody's all right. Yeah, so I just thought I'd come on a little bit early. A couple of minutes late. I did say about 9 o'clock, but there we go. So we're knitting my Bumblebee socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a tiger sweater.
You're going to have a tiger sweater, aren't you? I've just realised I'm supposed to be doing the heel now. Yeah, Daryl had a look at some patterns the other day and he found a tiger sweater that he wanted to... it's not a tiger sweater, it's just a plain sweater, but he wants me to do it in tiger yarn so that he feels like a tiger. Because that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Al's not going to come today.
Al's not going to be on today because Al's not feeling too good. So.
I don't think Al's going to be here.
I don't think so, but some people might be here, we don't know. So if you're here and you're lurking, say hi so that I know that you know that I'm not just talking to myself like a brat.
And kisses for me.
Oh yeah, and we like kisses in chat for Daryl, please. That would be awesome. I'm amazed I'm up and dressed and I've brushed my teeth and I've even put makeup on and it's only 9 o'clock. Morning shenanigans, how you doing?
Kisses for me.
Kisses for Daryl. Oh, Sue's making soup. Morning Sue, how you doing, lovey?
I have no toothbrush.
He has a new toothbrush. It's a Transformers toothbrush and it shouts at you while you brush your teeth, basically.
Oil bot sound.
Yeah, it shouts at you and flashes in your face and basically you brush your teeth until the light goes off. He thinks it's fucking brilliant. And then at the end it says mission successful or some such thing, which is a great idea because it means, what do you think? It means that he is brushing his teeth regularly, for the correct amount of time, as it were. So
mission complete. Well done, Autobots.
yes,
that's
something
what
like that.
Said.
Oh, is it? Okay. You're exhausted, but you have coffee and knitting. Oh, well, there you go then.
Can I have kisses?
Can you have kisses? I'll give kisses.
No, I want kisses from your life.
She says she's blowing kisses to you. And she says, hi, we met last year. Oh, that's going to blow your mind, isn't it?
Daddy.
Remember when we went for breakfast in Sandown with my friend Sue?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
You remember, do you? And we had some breakfast.
And I had a lolly.
That's right, you did. Yeah. Good memory.
I want kisses like on there.
Morning, Fuzzy Loops.
Hi. Hi.
How you doing?
I want kisses, not blowing.
Yeah,
kisses.
look, that's kisses. Look, kiss, kiss, kiss.
No.
Well, not everybody knows how to do emoji kisses. You know, you just have to like it or lump it.
Mum, you do it.
Well, not everybody has like Elle's kisses. If you can find an emoji kiss in chat, guys, Daryl would really love that.
Or the ambles.
Or yarn balls if you're on Elle's channel, because he loves Elle's yarn balls. That just sounds so wrong, doesn't it? It's not wrong. She had... Oh, God, let me show you. Wake up, chat.
Yes.
Oh, my thing... Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Oh, dear.
Where are they?
I don't know where they are. Let's find a kissy one. Should that one do?
I want the ambles.
Well, I don't know where else is, you know. I just got regular emoji at the moment.
I know what I want.
I don't have any favourites. Oh, I don't know, Daryl. I don't know how to work this. You need to power cycle your internet. That's it. Get on that wheel like a hamster and get it going. There you go, look. Shenanigans has gone. Mind my box of books there.
And, guys, I love the remote control car.
He's got a remote control car.
And the best thing that I actually want is a remote control helicopter.
You don't want much, do you?
I do want a remote control helicopter.
You want a remote control helicopter. Why?
so I could fly it all the way upstairs.
Oh,
I'm
silly me.
I'm flying all the way down and flying around. It's going to be cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you going to go and play then?
Can I watch TV when I play?
Can you watch what? TV? Only if you go and tidy some of your room. That was the deal today, remember? Go and do me a big tidy. And I'll be checking when I go up to the toilet. I'm so mean. Morning, Jolene. Oh my god, it's got to be what, 4 a.m. where you are? What are you doing up so early? I'm not being mean by sending him away. His room is trashed. Absolutely fucking trashed. And I said to him last night, I was like, dude, you're going to be tidying your bedroom tomorrow. Because it is, like, awful. It's 1 a.m. You got the notification, put me on TV. So I'm in, like, widescreen is what you're saying. Because I really need to be in widescreen. Oh, dear. It's 1 a.m. How come it's so far behind? Oh, 8 hours then. Oh, see, I should be spinning this morning. That's get you off to sleep. Nice rhythmic sounds of the wheel and all that lot. How you doing, sweetie? So how are you typing then? Or have you got like a smart TV with a keyboard or something weird like that? Oh, tea. It's the stuff of mornings. Unless your shenanigans has got coffee. Horrible stuff. You've been awake since 4. You don't feel guilty skipping schoolwork and telling the kids to go away and play soccer. No, do you right? You're teaching them independence. What?
I tidied away to the windows.
Have you tidied away from in front of the bookcase? Go on. You have to tidy it properly, not just a rush job. Go on, please. I will be going up and checking, so if I go up and find that you've not done it properly, I'll be very upset. So I remember reading this post on one of these mum groups, you know. Oh, I'm really struggling with home learning, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, originally we bought the iPad so my son could do schoolwork, which is the same reason I bought mine. But we're allowing them to, you know, watch TV and, you know, YouTube and all that lot on it. And I'm a bit worried they might be having too much iPad time and so on and so forth. And I was like, do you know what? Some days you just need to say, fuck it, and just chill. And if that means your kid gets to spend the day watching YouTube on the iPad, then that means they get to spend the day watching YouTube on the iPad. Doesn't really matter, does it? As long as it doesn't become an issue. There was one woman who said that her child basically would throw the biggest shit fit if they weren't ever, you know, and they would sneak downstairs after the iPads had been taken away. They would sneak downstairs in the night to get the iPad to watch YouTube, and we were all there going, what the fuck is she watching that she's like being sneaky and furtive about it? New die, is that right? Yay! I got it right. Yay! Good morning. And how are you?
Mum, I tidied down there now.
Well, I know you haven't tidied your entire room because it would take me longer than what it's taken you to tidy your room. So go up and tidy it properly, please.
I've got one of my spider comics and one of them is broken, kind of.
Okay, you want me to have it then?
If you can fix it.
Well, I don't know if I can fix it, but, you know. One playing Switch, one playing Xbox, and you're using the school laptop to watch it. I better behave myself then. You're good, just crocheting a blanket. Lovely.
I know this.
Is it just for general use, or is it for a special reason? Once I finish these socks, I'm going to get on with my grandbaby blanket a bit.
Mummy, I know this. Spider-Man teams up with a bad guy, yeah?
Uh-huh.
The bad guy is a good guy.
Uh-huh.
They stop
Ah.
Dr. Octopus. It's one of the comics with the robot in it.
Okay. Could you go tidy up?
Do you want a hug?
Not right now, no. I want you to go tidy up. So, do you want a hug? Well, no, I just had a hug, thanks. You know, but go tidy up. How old is he? 6. You've had a few of those days. Got 3-year-old doing schoolwork downstairs and 10-year-old doing schoolwork upstairs. Awesome. Well, it's no, you know, won't do the 3-year-old any harm to do a little bit. Especially if you can, like, teach them letters and shit. So I remember having an argument with the preschool that Daryl went to because she said, he says the letter names instead of the phonetic sounds. And I was like, yeah. Oh! Yay! 4 months in a row. Mwah! Thank you, Doc. 4 months. Wow, I think you're probably my longest subscriber, Doc. I think.
Hi, Doc.
Daryl says hi, Doc.
Can I have your kisses still?
No, you can go upstairs and finish tidying your room. If you finish tidying your room, I'm sure Doc will find yarn ball kisses for you. Go on, shoot.
By the way, Billy.
Yeah, and the school, this was the nursery, you know, the play group, and they were like, oh, but he needs to know the phonetic sounds. And I sort of looked at her, and she said it will help with spelling out and that. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you know, I'm doubting that he's tidying his room at the moment, Doc. And I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Do you know what I mean? I taught him the letter sounds. He knew A was for apple. He knew S was for Stuart. He knew that D was for Daryl and all of that lot. And he had absolutely no trouble doing that, you know. And then, of course, he got to school and they threw that all out of the window and it was all A for apple, B for ball, C for coffee and, you know, and all that lot. And, of course, he was so focused on learning that and they never used the letter names until a good 6 months later. So he had to relearn it all over again and I was just like, I'd already taught him. I taught him that when he was 2. You know, and it was just so frustrating. You've been given phonetic lessons to do at home. Thankfully, you only get weekly work to do. Cool. You have to do live sessions 4 times a day. How long do they last then? That's remote learning, is it? How long do they? Because we don't have remote learning here in the UK. It's shit. So, yeah, basically here in the UK, you're given work to do from the school. And you, I don't know, I suppose if you're in one of the higher years, you probably have to send it back in for marking and whatever. Reception year, basically all we were told to do. Okay. All we were told to do was keep up with that's Stork giving you yarn balls.
Thank you.
The reading programme. That was literally it. Well, no, but you know, it's 9:20 in the morning.
Thank you, Doc.
And could you let go of my arm, please? It's very hard to knit when you're holding me.
Thank you for the humble kiss.
So when I decided to go homeschool route, or home education, as it's apparently the home ed lot get quite upset if you call it homeschooling, unless you're actually following the curriculum and a structured classroom-like setting. They get quite upset by it. Yes, so when I decided to go the home ed route, I went online because the school we were at used a program called Bug Club, and
Bug Club, I love it. And there was a reason.
you could read books and you would earn like coins and that, and you could buy stickers. You could go on the racetrack. There were rewards for doing the work that you did.
And that race one was my favourite.
Oops. And he really enjoyed it, but of course they cut my access to it as soon as I told them I was going to be home educating. And I contacted Bug Club and I said, I've just switched to home education, but my son really, really enjoyed using Bug Club last year. Is there any way that we could subscribe as an individual? And they were like, no, ours is for institutions only. We don't do it for home education. It was a really snobby response. So I was like, well, fuck you then. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was a real, like, you could almost hear the snobbery in the email. Do you know what I mean? I was like, quite like, fuck you then. Do you know what I mean? And I went on to the home education group for where I live. And somebody said, well, have you heard of reading eggs? I was like, no. What's reading eggs like, Daryl?
It's when you get eggs when you're, like, doing work.
Right, and do you like reading eggs?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do on it?
You learn about words and stuff.
Yeah, what else do you do? What do you do first when you open reading eggs every day?
Maths.
He does maths. He does reading. It's got
fast phonics.
Fast phonics for phonetic sounds and all of that lot. And he loves it. He spends a good couple of hours on it every day. And it's brilliant. And it progresses and it gives him awards for
doing all the map.
Yeah, like when you open it up, you're on a like a map, right? Each section has a map. So you've got reading eggs, fast phonics, and maths. And yeah, it's also got a free 30-day trial. So hunt until you find the free 30-day trial because it's well worth it. So
and there's a quiz.
You do a quiz with them when you first download it, so that they can assess where your child needs to start, basically. And I'm
on the new map when I've done the quiz.
And then on each map there's like sort of 10 spots that you've got to go through. And you open the spot and then on the left hand side there's like a list of lessons for that particular spot. And each you get anything between sort of 15 to 20 lessons.
And then you got get dinosaurs, which I don't.
Yeah, shush. But each lesson is each like portion of the lesson is only like a minute, 2 minutes. So for children that don't have a huge attention span, or for very young children, it's ideal because they literally go from one lesson to the next quite quickly. I know you miss Bug Club, but Reading Eggs is much better.
But I liked the racing.
You like the racing game that was on Bug Club. But on Reading Eggs, they've got so many extras as well that even just included in your subscription price. Like there's a painting app. Should we show everybody the painting that you and your brother did the other day?
Oh yeah, that was.
This is my junk journal.
The junk journal has.
There's a section in it where you open it up and you've got a blank canvas and you've got a pencil and you literally just draw on the screen because it's obviously it's your iPad. And now where did I put it? There it is. And this was one that my 27-year-old son helped with. Now, I'm not going to lie, I did the aeroplane. This is all done with your finger, do you know what I mean? And you choose the colours and all of that lot. Sue's back with coffee.
That's
also.
Me holding a shield and a sword.
And that's Daryl holding a shield and a sword.
And that's the castle.
Yeah.
Son, a beanstalk. treasure.
Is that where treasure is? Because X marks the spot. And for some reason, there's a pumpkin. Daryl's a bit obsessed with pumpkins. I don't know why, because he's never eaten pumpkin, and I don't do pumpkins at Halloween. I don't really celebrate Halloween. Do you know what I mean? And this is free in the programme. Now, as your child progresses, they earn eggs and jewels and coins, and they can spend all of those within the app to
you spend extra
to play games, and but it's all educational.
There's a house that you don't have to spend on, which has loads of stuff for you to play.
Yeah, there's a like a playroom setting. You open it up and it just looks like an old Victorian style playroom.
If you just
you press different things. And you get different games to do. Like if you press the little piano, you get the music room, and that's got like drum machine. You know, like the electric drum machines that come out in the 80s, and we were all like, it's got like one of them in it. And then there's a Simon Says type one, so it will do a thing, and you've got to copy it. And each time it does the same sequence plus one. And he's got up to like 9, I think, so far. But it's good fun. And you've got a piano, which doesn't just do piano tunes. It also does burping and a dog barking and a lion roar and a car horn, I think. And you know what I mean? And it's the kids. Well, I mean, he's 6 and he freaking loves it. We downloaded it, and for days he would wake me up and be like, "Can we do reading eggs now?" And I'm like, "Dude, I haven't even had a sip of tea yet. I haven't even crawled out of my bed, and you're on my case about flipping reading eggs." And he loves it. Absolutely loves it. He's not as keen on the fast phonics for some reason, and I don't know why, because he's actually really good at it, and he sort of buzzes through that map. Maybe because I make him do like quite a lot of it, but after he's sort of done reading eggs and mathsies, and I'm like, right, you've got to do fast phonics now. But it's a really, really good programme. Yeah, and it seems quite expensive, but if you wait until like holiday time, I was really bummed because I paid for it. I paid for a year, and then like over Christmas they were doing like 50% off, and I was so pissed off. So it's worth waiting for sort of holidays or whatever to have a go at it. Yeah, because I paid for it in September, and then they did like a Halloween special where they took a shitload of money off.
Club was the best one.
Yeah, but you get loads more to. Yeah, that's only because it had the racing game. You do loads more on reading eggs than you ever did on Bug Club.
But Bug Club was much fun.
The only difference was Bug Club was something that the teachers could access, so they could see what progress was being made.
And there's this, I think Number Blocks is called. We've got that on the iPad, which we...
Have we?
Yes, Number Blocks.
Oh yeah, we've got that as well.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. That's a good thing. I've actually found it on YouTube.
Have you?
Yeah, but it's been taken out, which is not fun. So Bug Club was the best because it had the racing car game. So you've got these like buttons, so push forwards. Yeah, and if you win,
and let's jump, didn't we?
Yeah, you jump, but the stuff on the track, so you have to aim away from that stuff, or you'll get stuck, and then this other racer will get in the lead. But
we always won though, don't we?
Yeah, I really miss that game.
Because, you know, the 100 or so games that you've now got in place of it aren't good enough.
Because I like that game. It's mine.
Right, you're going to go play then?
I'm going to put TV on.
Okay. That room better be clean though, because if that room's not clean, there'll be trouble.
I know.
Alright, well I'm going to go check it in a minute.
It's good.
That's good, okay. If it's not, you won't get any TV.
Tidy it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, if it's not tidy, I'm just going to go away and throw it all away. Take my bin bag upstairs.
Mum.
Yeah.
I'll tidy if it's not tidy.
Well, you better go up and check then, hadn't you? I've been threatening my kids with bin bags for the last 30 years. Work's a treat. Yes, I dyed this. Gosh, I dyed this like 10 years ago when I was dyeing yarn. So yeah, I dyed this one, and it's been sat in my stash for ever and ever. I called it Bumblebee. So these are my bee socks. So yeah. Socks. I'm making socks. I'm doing a sock challenge with some of my friends. It's the ABC sock challenge. Elle's doing it as well. And the idea is on the 1st of January we cast on socks that either had a pattern beginning with the letter A or the yarn name began with the letter A. I did a gentle updraft, which was a test knit for Dork as my A socks, and then 2 weeks after that you cast on your B socks, and then 2 weeks after that you cast on your C socks, and so on and so forth. Now most of my socks are good, well, all bar the A socks I think are going to be plain. It's just I've just got yarn with the correct names. I think Elle took some liberties with the names of her yarn balls, but you know, that's okay. And yeah, by the end of the year, in theory, you should have 26 pairs of socks, she says. In fact, I went through my diary the other day just to mark down so that I knew what dates to start. And I was looking and I thought, if you're really, really, really fucking quick, right? If you're really, really quick, you might even be able to squeeze in another pair of socks, because you start your Z socks on the 17th, which gives you the 2 weeks. So you could start your A socks for the next year straight away, you know.
It's tidy.
It's tidy, is it? So we'll see. But yeah, I marked in my journal all the way, look.
Guess what, guys?
Because I'm so forgetful, and I don't want to have to keep going, well, yeah, I cast those on that date, well, you know, and counting through, so I just marked it on my calendar.
The Batman head. I finally found it.
Yeah, I found it last night.
Oh, thanks.
It was on my trolley.
Oh, thanks.
That's alright.
And guess what, guys? I've got a brand new book.
What's your book? What book you got? Oh yeah, you got that for Christmas, didn't you?
It is the brand new.
He's very into Ninjago, Lego Ninjago.
It's pretty cool because it has snakes, samurais, Lord Garmadon, pretty much. So
10 odd years ago, Nigdai, I did the 52 pair plunge, and basically you knit 52 pairs of socks in a year. So you have to do a pair of socks a week.
wait,
And on top of that, while I was doing that, I went in a camper van to Italy. Yeah, Ninjago, they love it. I went in a camper van to Italy for a couple of weeks, and I took knitting with me, and I drove from England, from the Isle of Wight in England, so I had to drive to the ferry, catch the ferry over to the mainland, drive to the Channel Tunnel, go through the tunnel, and then drove from France down through Germany, Belgium, and all that to Italy. I'm talking. Oh, there's a map.
Yeah, there's a Lego Ninjago map.
It's a Lego Ninjago treasure map.
Yeah,
through to Italy, and then we spent like a couple of weeks driving around Italy,
Mum,
and I
it's
was
not
the
a
only
treasure
driver.
map.
So
It's not a treasure map.
okay, go on, go play, because I'm talking.
It's a weapon map.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. So
Those
I was the
weapons
main driver, and I took the socks with me. I started a pair while I was in Italy. I remember that. But I remember when I got home, I really had to motor to catch up. And I literally sat for about 3 days and just didn't do anything else. Just knit socks to catch up, because I'd fallen behind with all the driving that we'd been doing. But I made it. I actually made 53 pairs of socks that year. Didn't do anything else. Didn't knit anything else. I didn't touch my spinning wheel. Yeah, I didn't touch my spinning wheel. My poor spinning wheel.
She has had it for 10 years.
Yeah, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of when my wheel arrived. I was like, wow, my beautiful cherry matchless came up in my Time Hop.
Time Hop? What's a Time Hop?
The dinosaur.
Oh yeah, the dinosaur. And this book is about weapons, fighting, and ninja.
Go on then. I
And
thought you were going to go watch TV.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
And this thing has a map to find the new golden weapons for the ninja. And there's...
You've been looking at any spinner because you don't have space for a full wheel. You can buy wheels that fold as well. Did you know that? If you want the whole... I mean, e-spinners are lovely and they're great because, you know, you get the speed and all that lot with them. And some people swear by them.
Here they are.
But I've had an e-spinner. I saved up and got an e-spinner a couple of years before Daryl was born.
Mummy?
And I bought a Hanson, and because the e-spinner was a bit clunky back then. This is before they brought out the newer one. Shush, please. And I bought a Hanson e-spinner. It's beautiful. Oh, right. Would you live in a fucking caravan or something?
Guys, there is a couple new Ultimate Lego Ninja.
Watch the TV for me.
I want to say stuff.
No, because you're talking over me and it's very difficult for anybody listening. Go on. You can come back in a minute. Go on. Love you.
These are a new action figures of
I
the
know.
Ninjago.
I know. I've seen it. Go on.
I actually want to get those cool.
Do you?
action figures.
Okay.
Yeah, to get snakes. Not the full little garment down here.
Yeah, Louis do a small folding wheel. There's also the Ashford Joy.
Okay, this one next. Okay, let's get the TV.
I liked my Ashford Joy. Ashford Joy was my first spinning wheel, and I loved it. And it was great because when I was finished with it, I just fold the pedals up and put it out, and it was flat. It was literally about that wide once it was folded up. So you could stick it behind the sofa, you know, behind your bed or under your bed or whatever. The Kiwi 3 has fold-up treadles now as well. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, didn't you mention that the other day? Cool. I would love to have like a decent yard space. I mean, I've got this room, which is great, but it's also sort of like a bit of a dumping ground. I would like one of those big scrap box things, you know, it's like a big wardrobe cupboard thing. And have it all away in proper cupboards. Because I'm one of those people that I'm very visual and I don't remember about things that are tucked away in drawers. And I forget to use stuff. And then I'm like, oh, if that was out on my desk, I would use it. And like if stuff is... Hello, Red and the Wolf, how are you? If stuff is not where I can see it, I forget to use it. And I'm very much of a, right, I'm going to use this, and I use it, and then I'm like, right, I'll just put it down here while I do something else, and I'll put it away when I'm finished. And I don't put it away when I'm finished. I'm dreadful. I've got stuff all over my floor. My craft room's, it's dire. It's a horrible, horrible mess. So, I don't know. Just that shot really should I so you can see it. Yeah, it's I'm awful. My family even my mum, right? She's 78 and she is so forgetful. I take the mickey out of her, but she laughs at me because my memory's worse than hers. And I've even shown evidence of that on stream as well. I remember when I was waiting to order my new phone, and I was filling out my calendar, and I actually said on stream, I was like, oh, guess what happens on Thursday? And then I answered a question in chat and just, you know, kept chatting on and all this stuff. And somebody else said, well, what happens on Thursday? And I was like, I looked down at my journal because I hadn't written it in. I was like, I don't know, what happens on Thursday? And she was like, seriously, you just said, guess what's Thursday? And I was like, oh, it jogged my memory. I'm awful. Really, really bad. I've always been like that. If I don't write it down, it just, yeah. You had to get up early for sun's distance. Like, I know, this early morning malarkey is not fun, is it? I'm not impressed so far. My mum was all like, I don't get how you can sleep throughout and you've got 5 fucking kids, and how did you manage that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I trained them. I trained them from a very early age to not wake me up in the morning. Excuse me. And she was like, Callie gets up in the morning. I'm like, yeah, Callie's pregnant and uncomfortable. You tried doing a bit, but forgot to keep that updated. Well, that's it. Yeah, teenagers have to. It's in their genetic makeup. It's something to do with their brains, isn't it? That they require a lot more sleep or something. They did a study. But it's like, I got one of my sons staying here at the moment. And, you know, he's used to getting up in the morning. He's a fucking chef. So, you know, but during furlough, he stays up half the night playing games and then doesn't get up till lunchtime. And I said to him the other day, right, I'm going to start setting an alarm and getting up at a decent hour. And he was like, yeah, I really, really need to do that. Well, I don't know what time he went to bed last night because he was still gaming when I got up at 2:30 for a wee. And I probably won't see him till lunchtime, to be honest. So, yeah. So speaking out of nursery, kiddo's been staying up till 4. Ugh. How old is your kid? I mean, there are lots of things you could try, but to get them to sleep more. But then I spent really up until I had Daryl existing on 4 hours of sleep because I'm an insomniac. It's only really been the last few years that I've needed more sleep because I'm so exhausted all the time. I went to stay in one room, running between his room and mine. Huh? My eldest was like that. I put a gate in the bedroom doorway in the end. The only way I could get him to stay in his room. Yours was an early bird for way too many years. Trained him to grab his own cereal and play on his own from an early age. No, that's right. That's right. I agree with that. Daryl quite often will get up, and if I'm not, or if I've woken with a headache or something, or I don't want to get up, I'll say to him, go grab your breakfast. He loves chocolate waffles from Aldi. He absolutely adores them. So he just comes down and he grabs a packet of those because you get you buy it and it's a pack of 8 waffles, but inside they're like individually wrapped into packs of 2. Yeah, so you get 4 packs of 2. So he comes down and grabs a 2-pack, and I've usually left him a drink in the fridge, and he'll grab that and take that up to his room and eat breakfast in his room and play with his toys, and he comes in and gabbles at me occasionally, and I just go, and he goes, okay, and he leaves again. Good morning, Willie the Sloth. How are you today? He's super clingy. You have to follow him to the toilet and everything. That makes life hard when they're clingy. How are you this morning, Willie the Sloth? I thought I'd try one of these daytime stream thingies. Because I usually do mine at night. I've only just persuaded my 6-year-old to go and watch TV, so... Because he loves the YouTube, as he calls it. The YouTube. Are you going on YouTube now? I'm like, no, I'm going on Twitch. And that totally confuses him. He's like, what? You lost your dad? Yeah, I lost my fiancé 18 months ago, so... I get that. You just got up. Well, that's just rude. Coming in here when you've just got up. Now I know how Elle feels when I do it to her. Although she's like, she's like early mornings, and I'm just like, no. I usually stagger in at her stream about 10, half 10, with a cup of tea in my pyjamas. I know. Well, I didn't stream last night. I was gonna, but then I hadn't eaten dinner, and I said to my son, I really fancy toasties. So we had toasties for dinner. And I was like, I'm supposed to be online. And he was like, but you just said toasties. I was like, yeah, I did. So I had a late dinner and spent the evening knitting, really. So, and I knew Elle wasn't going to be on this morning. So, because she's having a week off. So I thought, well, I could steal Elle's morning stream. I could do that, being as she's not going to, I think she's got a movie date. I suspect it might be with Fen, because Fen did a movie last week, and she moaned because, he overlapped her, and she was pissed off that she missed it. So it's possible it might be with Fen. It's entirely possible it might even be with her husband. That would be quite a shock, wouldn't it? But I suspect he's probably working. You've been awake for hours, but just got out of bed. So you've been slothing around in your bed, you sloth. Now I know why you chose that name. Got up at 5, knitted, had a cup of tea, then went shopping. That's just disgusting, dog. That's just absolutely... Why would you do that? Are you one of those horrible morning people? Are you like all springy and jumpy in the morning, bouncy and things? It's like, I don't know, Elle gets up and does like a little mini workout. And I'm like, how can you do... I sit there in the morning like this. With my tea. Occasionally have, normally have my phone and I just scroll mindlessly through Facebook. I sometimes read the Daily Mail because, that's just funny. Oh, and could somebody please tell me, I don't want a load of political talk before I go, before we get started on this, but what's Joe Biden said that's made women around the world really happy? Because I haven't watched any of the inauguration at all. But there's a lot of yeah, women are really happy. And I'm like, why? What's he done? Oh, they'll come. Your natural body clock is about 11 or 12 in the morning to about 2 or 3 in the morning. You're fighting. Yeah, see, mine is. And I don't normally have a problem with it, but then I thought, well, I'm being awake half the night and I'm missing half the day. Yeah, I'm missing half the day with Daryl, and that's not fair to Daryl, really, you know. And when the good weather comes, I want to get out and we want to exercise and all that lot. But that's no good if I'm only getting up at sort of fucking 11 o'clock and he's going to bed at 6. That means I'm only getting 6 hours a day, and I'm like, that's not really fair on him, so. Yeah. You haven't watched either? Oh, well, okay. Oh, does anybody know? Right. I'm late. Yeah. I've not had sex, so I'm definitely not pregnant. But I'm a good 10 days late now. So I'm thinking, like, you know, perimenopause. Is there a test I can have for that? You know, I mean, should I call my doctor and say, well, I haven't had a period, and should I? Because my mum's like, you know, if you haven't got any other symptoms, don't bother notifying the doctor. And I was like, well, the only other symptom I got is like my vertigo, and you know, I've got pills at home I could take for that. But I was wondering, you know, should I? Hi, Nelly. Should I, you know, just sort of contact the doctor and go, well, you know, I'm 10 days late and do it, you know. Is that all right? Or should I go get checked in case it's not and it could be something else? They do suck. But I'm normally regular as fucking clockwork, right? I'm 45. Oh, can you? Are they doing them at the moment, though? It's like, over the last year or so, they've not been as clockwork as, you know, because at one point I was synced with Elle, and then, like, my following period, I got a couple of days out because I was a couple of days later than her. So it was, you know. It's quite possible that I am. I know my mum was in her mid to late 40s. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, you know, could it be something else? Should I worry? Should I go get checked? Or I don't get any other symptoms, you know, around that time of the month. I get a little bit stroppy, I think, but I don't get, you know, sore boobs or anything like that. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm sort of wondering, you know. Yeah, I'll see if I can get hold of anybody at the clinic. And how are you this morning, Nelly? You all right? You hit menopause at 43. Went to doctor, re-missed, and she was working out how pregnant you were before giving you a test. Neither said to us, well, I know I'm not pregnant. Okay, it's been 2 years since I last was intimate with anybody, and I've not been near a naked man since then. You know, so I know I'm not. Morning, Nisha girl. How are you? But yeah, like I say, the last year or so, there's been maybe a 1 or 2 day delay every now and then. And I just, you know, I just haven't had a period yet. So I'm like, There's blur, yeah. even if I don't want meds, you can then start taking some natural to help. Well, I don't have any symptoms. I feel absolutely fine. I feel absolutely not. I got a little bit crampy, which, I'll probably go up to the toilet in a bit and find out that I've come on after all this. So, but I mean, I don't, I had those headaches, but I've always been a migraine sufferer, and I quit caffeine, didn't I, for New Year, and I've been very good. I've only had caffeine twice, I think, in the past 21 days. But that caffeine withdrawal headache went on a lot longer than it normally does at the beginning of this year. Good morning, Matthew. How are you? My son's name is Matthew. I'm awake. Is that a sufficient answer? I'm awake. Will that do you? You got a happy boy. He just received merchandise from his favourite YouTuber. Oh, well, that's cool. Come to think of it, I've just remembered I won something from Looney Loomworks fucking ages ago. And I never got it. You think you're still asleep? Good for you. And that it's a sign of change happening very impossible. Oh, you just skimmed the inauguration speech. Anything you found him mention again that he... Oh, is that what it is? He's got a woman vice president. Well, hopefully she'll steer him in the right direction then. Kid's favourite thing to watch on YouTube is some Asian guy doing stupid stuff. My son's favourite thing to watch is, like, people reviewing toys. Because he watches it on my channel and he keeps fucking around with the settings. It's like last night I was like, oh, I wanted to reference a video that I'd watched like the night before. And I went on and it was all this bloke and his kid reviewing stuff. And I was like, where the fuck is the video that I watched? And he'd turned off history settings via the Apple TV. And it winds me up that he does that. Is it Ryan's World? Is that what it is? And there's another kid who's got this annoying voice. You never see him. His name might be Zach. I'm not sure. But Jesus, he's got an annoying voice. And I'm like, where the fuck do they get all this money for all this shit that they keep reviewing? But yeah, he's been watching, see if I can find it. Let's just wake YouTube up. I'll tell you what he's been watching. That's why I make him do it through my account, because then I can keep an eye on it. But yeah, he keeps turning watch history off. Your TV YouTube messages your son's stuff. You have see, that's what I'm thinking. I should have a separate account really for the TV, just to make life a little bit easier on myself. History. Your history. Paw Patrol Mighty Pups. Peppa Pig. Paw Patrol. Father and Son. Oh, Turbo Toy Time. That's what he's been watching. Father and Son Get Crazy. Remote Control Car. Yes. Turbo Toy Time. He's watched a lot of Turbo Toy Time. Mobile Games Daily. Piggy Games. Sunny Games. Andrew Schrock. Which is a lot of that. He watches a lot of Turbo Toy Time. You made him a separate Spotify account too. Cool. I don't have Spotify. Ryan's toy review. Wow, see, I'm just like, Christ. These are kids. How are they getting it? Yes, Jesus. Yeah, right. I don't know, maybe I should sign him in. Because I created him an email address when I gave him my old Fitbit. Because his old Fitbit is... his Fitbit is one of my old ones and it's not a kid's one. So I can't add it to my Fitbit account as a family one. And if I just add it to my account, it would affect my steps. And I said to them, this is a bit stupid. Why can't I add it in as a kid's account? And they were like, because it's not a kid's Fitbit. That's just stupid. So in the end, I said, right, bollocks. And I created his own email address. And his own Fitbit account. So, yeah. Yeah, right. Off you go. Trot off with Nanny. See, my mum's immobile, so she doesn't do that. She's virtually blind, and she doesn't. She uses a mobility scooter when she goes out. So I'm like, no, you're not looking after my son. So the only people I can really leave him with at the moment are my other children. I've got 4 adult children as well. But, they've all got their own lives and don't always want to babysit, which is fine. I'm not one of those parents that are like, well, it's your brother, you must babysit. I used to have a friend that did that. She had a little boy, her youngest at the time was like 12, 13, and she went on to have another baby. And her daughter, who was, 15, 16 at the time, basically got told she had to babysit. And it was like, dude, that's your baby, not hers. It's not up to her to watch your kid. She's a fucking teenager, do you know what I mean? So it just felt really cruel that this poor girl was losing out on her teenager time because her mum was like, no, you must babysit. Whereas me, I'm like, hey, you free to babysit? And if everybody in my family goes no, then I'm like, okay, well, I can't do what it was that I wanted to do. Can't remember last time I had a night out. No, it's not. And I'm still waiting for you to come and impregnate me, Matthew. He told me he was going to impregnate me. Yeah. The boat is always full. You're a fucking liar, because I went over to Southampton 2 weeks ago and it wasn't full. It's expensive, but it's not full. Thank you. ...2015 was the last time you had any adult time. Went to a knitting retreat for a weekend in Scotland. Fair enough. I think the last time... I don't know. I mean, I go and get my nails done every few weeks. When we're not in lockdown. Mrs. O, good morning. How are you? But I can't remember last time I went out. It's been just before Stuart died, I think. or just after Stuart died, and I was like, I will go out and, you know, pretend life is normal. And then a week later, it all got on top of me. So I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. It's morning though, you know. I don't like mornings. I'm usually only just getting up about now. We were discussing this earlier. Before that, it was before your ex fucked off in 2006. Yeah. I was reading the Daily Fail this morning. I like the Daily Mail because it's the things they find shocking or hilarious is just like, and they were saying about apparently Carol Vorderman's turned round and said that the thought of living with a man now makes her sick. The thought of losing that, you know, that independence and alone time makes her feel physically sick. And they were doing like, all these women who have chosen to live alone and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, I've been living on my own since I was like, well, you know, not on my own because I have children, but since I was about 43. So, you know, it's not that shocking. And then before that, I was on my own from pretty much day one. So, you know, I've only spent a couple of years out of my adult life actually living with another adult that isn't a child of mine or, you know, a family member. It's 5 a.m. there. Oh God, that's just disgusting. Why are you up at 5 a.m? You're one of those morning people, aren't you? Yes. I may need to go get more tea in a second just to keep me going. The shock of all these 5 a.m. people. Dork got up at 5 as well. It's just, your dad loved watching kiddos, so he's more than happy to look after him when you want a night out. So my dad's been gone 11 years. No, wrong, longer than that. 13 years. You went to bed at 5. You have to start work early, so you can do what you want later in the day. This is true. No, I don't need a man. I don't even particularly want one, to be honest. Just not interested. Wednesdays and Thursdays are back-to-back days for you. Oh, that's horrible. No, I don't need one. I don't want one. I don't want the hassle of one, to be honest. Like I said, I mean, I would love to have another baby, but my age, weight, and whatever all goes against me, and I can't afford to buy sperm. And, you know, Matt won't come and impregnate me, even though he said he would. So, you know, there you go. I guess I'll just have to make do what I got. 16 to 18 hour day. What do you do that requires you to work 16 to 18 hours a day? Oh, you make soap and or is that just a hobby? Is that different from your job? Without wanting to be insulting. Because I realise, like, running a store is... Like, this one's an expo. I bet you're not even dressed, are you? You're going to go get out in the car in your skivvies. You're glad you have your partner, you're moving together this summer, but definitely been at the stage not one time. Yeah, but, you know, I mean, I'm older and I've been there and I've done that, and I've done it with people who weren't the best people to have as a partner. So I remember saying to Stuart at one point, when we get married, do we have to live together? And he sort of looked at me and he was like, what? And I was like, well, do we have to live together when we get married? And he was like, well, I suppose not. Why? And I was like, well, you've got your space, I've got mine, and, you know, I quite like having my space and not having to share my bed every night and all of that lot, you know. But we never got around to testing that theory. So you have a regular job and then, you know, the soap cult thing. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a cult, isn't it? You are fully dressed. Where's the fun in that? You wouldn't mind another kid, but need your own place. Yeah, definitely. It's funny, even if you've got your own section of the house or whatever, living with a parent or parents is hard. He's a whore. Don't. He's an absolute whore. You're in your jammies and rave for at least another 5 hours. Working from home then? And you wonder why you're single. It's your sparkling personality, Matt. That's what it is. It's your sparkling personality and your consideration for other people. Nothing wrong with being single. Absolutely. You're working remote. That's good, because, you know, if you were going into the office, I would recommend clothes. Because apparently they get a bit funny if you turn up to work in your pyjamas. They get a bit funny if you turn up to pick the kids up from school in your pyjamas, but, you know. What they do here in England. Oh, hang on, I've got a message to allow that. I got nothing against friends with benefits. And if and when I ever feel ready to get back into being intimate with people, that would be all I would want, to be honest. I don't particularly want a relationship. I've got a nice little life and routine going on, you know. I don't want to have to adjust it all for a man. So yeah, friends with benefit, fuck buddies. Definitely. All the young, yummy mums take their kids to school in their PJs. But there's been reports, hasn't there, in like schools writing letters to parents saying, do not, you know, come to the school in your pyjamas, get dressed, for God's sake, you know. It doesn't look good, it's not healthy for you, and all of that lot. And I'm like, yeah, get dressed, you lazy fucking slobs. Go to school in your jammies. What you have found, there is fucking loads of 20-year-old mummies. Sex would be good, but a relationship not so much. Yeah. But you love pyjamas. Well, I want to make myself some... I mean, they're pyjamas, really, but I call them, like, my at-home lounging stuff. But I need to find the right material. That's it. Jeans and hoodie, yeah. I mean, some pyjamas you wouldn't even know, would you? I mean, I've been shopping my pyjamas before now, but you wouldn't know that they were pyjamas. They're just like casual trousers. You sleep naked, so PJs are just lounging around in the house. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. You love jammies, but don't feel like going out in them, not even in sweatpants. Probably, yeah. That's it, jammies or comfy clothes. I need new jammies. Mine all fell apart. And I look ridiculous in sweatpants, so it ain't gonna happen. I'm too fluffy. Yeah, I mean, like, when I say I've gone to the shop is like 2 doors away, you know. And I haven't gone over there, you know. It doesn't look like pyjamas. Usually I've had something else on top. Depends on who's around the house. Depends on whether you get dressed. See, I don't find joggers comfortable. I find leggings comfortable, but not joggies. I can hear YouTube from here. My dad used to wear joggies. He called them his joggy bottoms. That's what he used to call them, joggy bottoms. I was like, you've never jogged in your life. Well, not since leaving the army, you know. I suppose he must have done when he was in the army. Yeah, Teletubbies. Thankfully, Daryl never got into Teletubbies. My older kids watched it. Because my daughter used to call the purple one Kinky Minky. Then when they were older, they watched Recess. Fucking Recess. Over and over and over and over. No. Yeah, no, they grew up watching it. It drove me bonkers. Peppa Pig is... Peppa Pig is your dork's rage point. She wants to yeet that little bitch into a frying pan. I don't like Peppa Pig. I don't like Peppa Pig. Daryl watches it from time to time. But I'm just like, oh my god. Children's TV shows are so patronising though, aren't they? You know. Bring back Rainbow, for fuck's sake. That was fun. Oops. Oh dear. You're vegan and love to fry pepper, annoying little prick. Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? I suppose it's quite shrill and annoying in German. It's a bit hard to be shrill and annoying in German, I think. I suspect you get some kid shows over there that we don't get here. Come to think of it. I can't remember what I used to watch when I grew up in Germany. It's funny I don't remember watching TV at all when I was young. Isn't that funny? I suppose I must have done. Alright, okay, if you say so. She's a gaslighting little bitch, isn't she? Really? dreaming, but is Brian Blessed in it sometimes? Or is the guy just trying to sound like Brian Blessed? Christ, it's cold in here. Shepherd's pie for dinner then, whenever Peppa Pig is on. Is it actually Brian Blessed? Oh my god. Somebody look it up and find out. I've got to know if that is Brian Blessed in Peppa Pig. Apparently that's quite an often Googled thing. He's Grampy Rabbit. Apparently. Grampy Rabbit, yes. Sometimes hard keeping up with the title since they're sometimes completely different. You mean nobody actually bothers to check whether it makes sense? Let's see what he's watching Paw Patrol at the moment. Pardon me. Oh. Curious George is in German Coco the Curious Monkey. Oh wow, that's okay. I don't even know what Curious George is. Children's TV sends me running, screaming. I can't be doing with it. It's just, no. It's the voices, you know, and the way they talk to the children. The patronising. I'm like, shut up, for fuck's sake. Apparently George is too posh a name for a monkey and he's something stupid. Okay. There's a YouTube called Blippy with the most annoying voice ever. Don't know. When Daryl asks for permission to watch the TV, I leave the room. I'm like, yeah, I'm going in the other room. I'm going where I don't have to listen to it. Yeah, Paw Patrol. Yeah, Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol is a firm favourite in this house. Well, yeah, I've long since held the opinion that most people are morons, to be perfectly honest with you. Thank God yours are out of the Peppa and Paw Patrol ages. Yeah, well, at the moment, but you've got a 3-year-old. Didn't you say? It's all sitting there waiting for your youngest to discover them. Horrid Henry needs a good slap. Yes, disgusting child. Put him in the bath. That's TV. I've never heard of that. But it's the voices, you know, it's like Dora the Explorer. Hated her voice. Yeah, what happened to fucking, you know, Tom and Jerry? Tom and Jerry. You know, I used to love Tom and Jerry cartoons. Daryl likes Tom and Jerry. I found it on YouTube from yonks ago, and he loves Tom and Jerry. But Looney Tunes, you know, we don't get Looney Tunes anymore.
No Looney Tunes. All this stuff, PJ Masks.
I know, is that what you're watching? Are you watching PJ Masks as well?
I'm watching something else right now.
Okay. I miss Looney Tunes, you know, Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam and Porky Pig and all of them. Miss all of them. Alright, sod off.
Can you go all the way to the top?
What? Of what you're watching? Hang on, I have to refresh it.
Yeah, because I'm watching something new.
Is that what you're watching?
Yeah.
Genevieve's Playhouse. Okay. Is there? Ooh. What? And they actually put the Looney Tunes cartoons up, Matt? He actually got Tom and Jerry on TV. It's on YouTube. Daryl watches a lot of Tom and Jerry on YouTube. First time I got a video of Daryl. First time I put Tom and Jerry on. I'd never heard him laugh like that. He was in absolute fits watching it. It was so funny. He likes the little Nutcracker one that they did for Christmas. Oh yeah, but that's why it's. Thank you, sweetie. That's why it's no longer on, isn't it? That and all of the Looney Tunes, because it was racist and sexist and all of that. But you know, I mean, I grew up watching that, and I'm the least prejudiced person I know. I'm so watching Looney Tunes later. Awesome. Right, what are we on? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20. Okay. What was that I watched the other day? And it was on Disney, and Disney were all like, oh, you know, we may have edited this. It was something stupid like Splash or Big or, you know, something like that. It was dumb. And I was like, dude, if you've edited this, I'm going to be well pissed off. And they came out with the Looney Tunes Babies movie. The coyote hit the roadrunner with a truck. And you stood up cheered. Love it. Love it. I wasn't as keen on the Looney Tunes Babies as much because I found them a little bit annoying, to be honest. But I love the original Looney Tunes. I was a huge fan. Tasmanian Devil used to crack me up. But Roadrunner, and I remember my dad had to have his gallbladder removed, and this was back before they could do it all keyhole, do you know what I mean? So he went in and had his gallbladder removed, and the day he came home from hospital, I had Looney Tunes on the TV, Looney Tunes cartoon on the TV, and my dad just found, I can't even remember what section it was now, but my dad found something absolutely hysterical, and it was Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, and he was in in absolute fits, and we were laughing at my dad because my dad was giggling at the TV, and he's holding his belly where his scar, because he had quite a long scar, and he's holding his belly, and he's like, please stop laughing, and we're laughing at him, and he's laughing at us because we're laughing at him, and he's laughing at the TV as well. And it was like, in the end, he was like, can you please turn it off because it really, really hurts now. And I love Wile E. Coyote. I was like, no, I'm watching Wile E. Coyote, go away. But yeah, I loved good old Looney Tunes. They were decent cartoons. Not all this fucking crap that we have now. Did somebody mention Powerpuff Girls? See, I never watched Powerpuff Girls. Totally Spies, I've not heard of. You just want the Acme Company to be real. Oh God, wouldn't that be great? If you could buy portable holes and all that kind of thing, that would be awesome. But I love that kind of thing. I got Daryl to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit the other week. Oh God, he was Daryl's very much like, I don't want to watch that because I've never watched it before and I don't like it. Yeah, he's one of those kind of kids. So I was like, I'm going to put this film on and you're going to watch it. I sat down and put it on. I don't want to watch it. And then, of course, he realised there were cartoons in it. And he was like, oh. And he sat and sort of got into it. And, yeah, he found that hysterical. So we had to watch Roger Rabbit repeatedly for a good couple of weeks, you know. But, yeah, it was fun. Adult goals, yeah, right. I just want a portable hole that I can take anywhere. I might need to go and grab another cup of tea. I'm really thirsty. Need 500, but yeah, just order it. And it'll be there in 10 seconds, you know? Much better than Amazon. An anvil and a shitload of dynamite, and it all gets sent through the post as well. You know, all arrives in a truck. Nobody says we can't deliver that through the post, and it doesn't seem to matter where you live. I get that a lot. Can't deliver that because of where you live. TBB's, it's Thursday. Wait, what? Yeah, it's Thursday. It's the price to deliver it. Well, no, it's like I can't buy batteries, perfume or aftershave, anything sharp, because Amazon refused to ship it to me. Yeah. Yeah. I have to get it shipped to a mainland address. Yeah, I live on the Isle of Wight in the UK, Mrs. O. So, and the only way to get here is via a ferry company. So you can't drive across to it. There's no causeway or fixed link or anything. And, yeah, if I want to order something like that, like I ordered one of those battery things that go on the back of your phone. And Amazon said, no, we won't deliver that to you. So I had to get it delivered to somebody on the mainland who then just basically stuck a piece of paper over it with my address on. She didn't even open it. She just stuck a piece of paper over it with my address on and then shipped it to me. And I have to do that for quite a lot of things. Well, it's not the ferry company, it's the postal services. It's like a power pack. It goes on the back of your phone. It's like a phone case, but it's got a battery in it. But anything that's got a battery in it, Amazon are a bit like, no, we won't send it to you. And yeah, it's a lot of it is to do with the postal companies. It's like one year, my partner and I said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, well, I'd really, really love a bottle of my favourite perfume. So he was like, okay. And I said, what about you? And he said, well, can I have some aftershave? So I said, yeah, that's fine. So we thought get each other smellies for, because we didn't really want anything. And I ended up having to order it. I think I ordered mine through eBay. And the stupid thing was, that was right, I ordered it through eBay, and it was Merseyside police, after they've raided places and then they sell the stuff off when it's not claimed. Yeah? I can't remember what they call them. But, after they've sort of raided properties or stolen goods and that, that never gets claimed. And so the police sell them on, basically. And I bought this bottle, and it was a huge bottle of Acqua di Gio by Armani for my partner. And when I looked at the name, it came up that it was actually like one of the police forces that I was buying it from. They had no issues sticking a bottle of aftershave in the post to send to me. But Amazon won't do it. And I was like, well, hang on a minute. How does that work? The police are okay with it. But, the couriers and that aren't. And it was a brand new unopened bottle. Still sealed in the packaging. Awesome. That'll do. Thank you very much. So, Matt, you need to extend your courier services to the Isle of Wight instead of just lobbing it at a ferry. Hey Dougie is on TV, and this is the only kids show you enjoy. They occasionally put some jokes in there that adults. A mate of mine mentioned Hey Dougie the other day. Her little boy's like 8-9 months old, and apparently adores Hey Dougie. Yeah, because Hermes is absolute shite. And then of course there's some things that they just won't send here. But if you did a mailbox service, Matt, for items that companies won't deliver to offshore, that would be great. Because the stupid thing is, according to the majority of, according to, I've got to say it quietly because it upsets Matt, Royal Mail. We are mainland UK. Alright, there's no difference. It doesn't cost any extra to send something to us because we're not considered offshore like fucking Jersey or whatever. We are mainland UK. We could see the mainland. Christ, you could swim to it if it's warm enough. It's really not that far. But it's the courier companies. And like I said to Amazon, I don't know why they insist on using Hermes. Twitch. You have looked at starting up. Yeah. I mean, the only thing you would need is room to store it all. I know those kind of things are quite popular in the States. People, like here in England, buy things in the States and get it shipped to the PO box. And then what happens is, when you're ready for all your goods to be sent to you, you let them know, and they just repackage it and send it to you to cut down on customs and excise. But I don't know whether how that works now with the new customs rules that they've got in place. Soon you'll have more space. Cool. When your daughter went to Guatemala, you were going to ship her a care package. You have no postal service at all, so it was over $800. Wow. Christ, that's outrageous. Yeah, it would cost you less to actually hand deliver it. Yeah, I know. And it's getting worse because of Brexit. Here's your care package now that you're home, dear. Yeah. Hey, halfway through the hills. Right, I'm just going to BRB because I really, really, really need to go for a pee. Brexit and COVID. I know. I mean, you're lucky that you're in a business where you're needed, really, you know, delivering and that. But so many smaller businesses, excuse me, have just, you know, can't keep afloat. You're going to run and get dressed and pee. Good idea. I'm going to go pee and make a cup of tea because I need more tea because, you know, the tea. I didn't finish that tea, actually. It's cold. So, yeah, I will be right back and you'll be on mute just in case Daryl wanders in because apparently you can get banned if your child is unattended on Twitch. See you in a sec. I'm back. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Oh, my back aches. It's cold. I should have grabbed a jumper.
This book is about weapons, planes, bad guys, and fighting ninjas.
Fab.
And it's a good book.
Oh, okay then. I have no idea what book he's talking about. Thank you. My setup collapsed on me last night. It was so funny. My overhead camera and all that lot. I know you can just sort of see it like there, but yeah. I was filming away doing a journal video, and I moved. What I hadn't realised was in the process, it was all slowly getting lower and lower and lower. And what it's doing, it's hooked onto a desk over there, and it's slowly but surely pulling the desk apart, basically. So I'm quite paranoid it's all going to collapse on me at some point. I need to come up with a new setup. Yeah, well, if I attach it to this table, because this table wobbles, any movement I do is picked up by the camera, and it's the whole thing will then wobble. So it's attached to the desk next to me, which is one of those IKEA desks that you attach to a Calyx unit. But it's actually damaged the desk. So I don't know. I need to come up with a different setup, I think. Yeah, it's well, the way it is it's a mic arm, yeah, and hang on, because I can show you with my other camera. So it's a mic there with a camera attached to it, yeah. So that's my overhead. And then you've got the mic arm going there, attached to the table there. But look at what it's doing to the table. Oh, hang on. Look. It's like actually damaged the front of the table. Yeah. And yesterday I was filming my journal video, and I didn't notice it at first. The camera was getting like lower and lower and I actually didn't notice it until I watched it back. And I leant over to grab a pen off of the table over there, and the whole thing just collapsed on me, and I was like, oh shit. So yeah. Oh, now my camera's too high. Always the way, isn't it? So I need to come up with a different... You got an arm from her and connected it sideways. Yeah, I haven't got anything I can sort of connect it to. Because there's nothing... The door to the room is sort of that way. And then there's another... That's the desk that's next to me. So unless I rearrange the entire room, I can't, you know... There's nothing else to connect it to, so I'm thinking I might need to go for a tripod or something. Because it doesn't matter what the mic attaches to. The only reason it's attached to that desk is because I've got the camera hanging off of it. So if I move the camera and figure out a different method for the camera, then I could just attach the mic back to this table. It doesn't matter that it's wobbly. Yeah. I didn't used to have it that way. I used to have it that the camera hung off of my overhead lamp, which is over there. But then I changed tables. I moved off of that IKEA table onto this table, which is my sewing table. And this is wider. So the lamp's too far away. I can't get that fucking camera right again now. Yeah, it's because the lamp is over there, and the gooseneck thing on my camera isn't long enough. It's only like a little short one. So yeah, I don't know, I'll have to think of something. Yeah, that's why I moved on to this table, because I just didn't have a lot of space on that table. Yeah, I don't know, I'll figure something out. But your room looks a lot neater than mine. If you could see behind me on the floor, it's very messy. Very messy. It was 20 years in the making, yeah. I mean, this is my craft room, so I've got the entire room. Oh, right, okay. Did you bring you anything nice, Mr. Postman? Yeah, I mean, this entire room is my craft area, or my office, as I call it, you know. I've got a 5x5 calyx unit over there that's full of yarn and paper crafting stuff. I've got a 2x4 calyx unit there, which is what the desk's attached to. That's also full of stuff. I've got drawers underneath that desk full of stuff, you know. But I would love to get like a scrap box thing so that it's all in one big bloody cupboard, but I can't afford one because they're a good £2,500, I think they are here. And I don't actually have the space to assemble it, because you need an empty room pretty much to assemble it. I would have to empty this room somewhere else. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the crafting wardrobes. I would have to empty the room somewhere else while I put the wardrobe together, because it turns out flat pack, you've got to build it yourself. But I would love one. Yeah, I would love one. They're called scrap boxes here. But they're like, because I had a look at it, and they're about £2,500. So, unless somebody wants to buy me one for my birthday, ain't going to happen. I've saved up some money. I've got about 80 quid so far. Yeah, but the issue is, you know, I've got bills to pay, and every time I get any money saved up, I'm then short somewhere else, and it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'd love one. That would be Love you too, baby. Well, that's all right for some, you know, but I don't, Matt. So, I would hope it is, yes. I couldn't even afford a safe to keep my money in. The money that I don't have. And if I did keep it in a safe, by the time I've managed to save up enough money to get it, my money would no longer be in circulation because it would be out of date. I'd love a new car. I can't even afford a new to me car, you know, a second-hand car. I'd love to get a new car. I'm sure mine's going to die dramatically on me. My mum's all like, oh, but it flies through all the, the MOT and all that lot. And I'm like, yeah, they're the ones that usually go with a bang. That's it. Yeah, can't afford to save to put money in if I had money. Hi, Kalina. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, maybe when I've paid off all my debts I can get a loan or something. Then maybe I'll get one. Well, which do you want more? I suppose is what it comes down to. Yeah. But if you got another van, like you said, you would double your income. So if you did that, how quickly would you be able to afford a down payment on a house, for example? Whereas if you got a house, how long until you'd be able to afford another van? Which would happen quicker? I mean, my current purchase that I'm waiting on is a new tap for my bathroom, so that it's got one of those mixer taps with a shower head on it, so I can give my dog a bath because the groomers are closed. So my poor dog's looking a bit of a muck. Well, exactly. I mean, if you got the van, you could double your income, and then you'd be able to afford the house. What, you mean you don't have 280k? So you can't do both? Not accessible. I mean, if you're asking for opinions, I'd say get the van. But then you have to hire somebody, don't you, to drive it, which means they've got to be paid. So would it still double your income? The little shit. Daryl stole my buttons. You've already got a person willing to work cheap. Well, they say that, but, you know, I've seen the hours you work, dude, and... Stretchy. He works cheap, you pay his bills. That's fair enough. As long as he doesn't like living in tropical temperatures. I was considering, like, finding a company like you, actually, Matt, funnily enough, a courier company to work for. And then I went and had Daryl. You know, I was thinking like a trucker or something. I could do that. I could be a trucker. It'd be great. But now I've got Daryl. Yeah, it's great. Is it? Well, I'm on the hill at the moment, so it's actually striping quite nice and thickly. When I get back onto the foot, it will stripe like this again. It could paper longer. Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me. You know, that it really appealed to me until I had Daryl. Really, I couldn't see Daryl being locked up in a lorry cab for hours in a day. Give an iPad with internet, yeah, right. And snacks. I dyed it. I dyed it years ago. Yeah, I called it Bumblebee. Sorry. The thing is, though, I mean, in a way, you're quite lucky, Matt, because you've got a title description for your job. My mum went the property route instead. So my mum owns 3 properties, which is this one, my sister's flat, and what I call the big house. And she lives in the big house and rents rooms out of it. Now, it just so happens that actually all her tenants at the moment are my adult children. So, you know, it kind of works out quite well. And we had to have a business license and everything when we had unrelated tenants living there, because we had more than so many tenants. But even though she earned enough so that, like you, she was in the higher tax bracket, the banks still wouldn't touch us for a lot of stuff because it wasn't a business, they said. And I was like, well, I'm renting rooms. And they were like, nope. Because Mum would have said, you know, if I could afford to, she'd buy like another property and rent out of that as well. Because people are always going to want somewhere to live. How do you do it? It's very easy, actually. When you tend to buy undyed yarn, it comes in a skein. Yeah? And literally to dye this, all I did was I dyed half the skein yellow and half the skein black. But you've already proven that you've got money. Like you said, you've sold your previous business and you're hardworking and all that lot. But for some reason, yeah, they just... I might have another skein of this. I know I've got 2 that are the same as something that I dyed, but I can't remember what it was. Let's see if I can find it. You dye fabrics, do you? Oops. Hang on, repair job. I know I'm sitting quite far away. Ooh, it's because my back's aching. Hang on, let me move that slightly. There you go. Cross-stitch fabric, so when you dyed the yarn, you just yeah, you want acid dyes for yarn. Can't remember, I bought them. I'm going back a good 10 years. But yeah, I bought acid dyes online and then I just bought a load of blank yarn. And literally all I did was made up, hang on a sec, I'll stretch in a sec. Made up the dyes because it comes in powder form. And I used to just make it up with water and white vinegar because it's an acid dye. And dye the yarn, wrap it in cling film and then put it in a steamer for however long. I can't remember now. That's how long it's been. Stretch. Oh, it won't help. My back's been aching for days. Alice Cooper t-shirt. You just died on. Yeah, that's probably why. Oh, yeah, no, this was an acid dye. I can't even remember where I bought it. Doc probably knows. You use citric acid, do you? I use vinegar on mine. Oh, ouch. Oh. Now I'm going to have to scooch back in after all that. And my back still hurts. I'm probably going to kick the fucking table again, you watch. Yeah, there's so much dye on. Dyes, it kind of makes sense to use it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. I probably ordered mine from Wingham, to be honest. I can't remember. I might have got them online somewhere. But I'm going back 10 years, do you know what I mean? So I love the smell of vinegar. It's a clean smell to me. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, it got washed afterwards, so it shouldn't smell too much of vinegar. Maybe a little bit. Let's scooch over this way a little bit. That's it. Time's it? Oh, it's 11:10. I'm hungry. Good night, little girl. Sleep well, sweetheart. But you can use like natural products as well to dye yarn, just like you can, you know, to dye sort of fabrics. They'll be a little bit more faded, I suppose. And a lot of people have tried Kool-Aid and oh, I don't know, like plants and stuff, but I've never tried it personally. Acid dyes get you your bright, vibrant colours. Because when I ordered mine, I ordered a load of empty ketchup bottles, squeezy bottles. Can't remember I ordered them from them now. But I probably ordered about 12 of them to make up all the different colours. Yeah. I don't know. See, the vinegar is because it's an acid dye and it helps. It's a chemical reaction. So I don't know whether it would work using Dylon. Yeah. Yeah, so I was thinking about sort of doing it as a business, and I probably went through a good 2 large boxes of yarn. Some sold, some didn't. I've still got a load of it upstairs, especially lace yarn. Couldn't shift that for love nor money. Morning. Yeah, good. Yeah. No, I did. I had a lot of trouble getting rid of some lace weight yarn. It's still upstairs. I did yarn and fibre actually for a while.
Mum, are we going down? Are we going out?
We're going down the road in a little while.
We're going down the road in a little while.
Go see Nanny.
No.
No?
No, I want to play games.
Right, you play games when we get back.
No. No.
Okay, Matt. Have a good day.
No.
Bye.
I am not going to do it. I'm playing.
I know. He is a nightmare. And the thing is, he loves going down the road because, like I say, my older kids live there. And he goes in, he adores my son-in-law. Absolutely adores him. So he goes in and he sees my daughter and her husband. And then he goes upstairs to see my oldest. I suspect my other son's probably at work. Yes, it. Look productive. Look productive. See you later on, Sue. Oh no, not a 5-minute step. That's just mean, Kalina. You're gonna get up and do it. Do you think Shenanigans fell down the toilet? She hasn't come back yet. Or at least I'll get to step without Matt going on about my boobs. Like I did last time. Hang on then, FaceTime. There you go. You're seriously going to make a stew out of your cats. One threw up upstairs and one in the kitchen. Lovely. Timer. 5 minutes. Right, so we are on... What are we on? We're not on very many. 523. Right, ready? Go. Just kick the chair. You're here. Just faffing about. Thought you'd fallen down the toilet. You didn't come back. No, I should actually. It'll get me moving. Yeah, by all means, click the Linktree link and add me everywhere else. Just, if you're adding me on Facebook and it's your real name, chuck me a message so that I know that it's you, because I don't tend to accept friend requests from people who don't bother to even tell me who they are. I've had that a few times lately, just random friend requests, and I've looked and there's no groups in common, no friends in common. I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? And, you know, people don't tell me who they are, so I'm like, well, I'm not going to add you then. Don't even message me. But if you want to be friends, all the social media is in that Linktree link there. And my Discord's there as well. That's not very busy. Unless Matt and Pog start being rude, and then it tends to get a bit busy. Yay, I've got a follow on Instagram. They are bad influences on you. Yeah, what was it you were talking about? Like, see, good thing I didn't stream last night, because did you go and play that game that they were going on about? You should just have people you know on Facebook. You're weird like that. That's why you don't have 90 bazillion friends. Yeah, exactly. I got a few on there. It was you. I got a few on there that I don't know, as in, like, you know, they're internet friends, what I call internet friends. But, it's like Eucalina following me on Instagram. You know, they're not people I'm ever going to meet in real life because they live in the States or, you know, whatever. But I don't mind being friends with them, provided they interact with me. It's like I deleted quite a lot of people back before Christmas because they don't interact with me. They don't come watch my videos. They don't talk to me on Facebook. And I'm like, why did you add me on Facebook? You don't, you know, you don't interact with me. I very rarely get PMs. I don't PM with a lot of people. Mainly because people don't PM me, but, you know. And I just don't get the point then. At least like an occasional post that I put up. So I went through and I had a massive goal and deleted a shitload of people. You have internet friends too, but mostly those you keep in touch with. You actually remove people you know in real life because you're not supposed to. Exactly. Yeah, if you're not current in my life, it's like I had a couple of people a couple of years ago try to add me, and I haven't seen them since I left school. Now I'm 45, so, you know, that's 30 years ago. And it's like, you haven't said 2 words to me. In fact, I passed you in town only a few months ago, and you completely blanked me. Why the fuck would I add you on Facebook? If you do get to go to a wall show this year, you'll try to arrange going as well. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. I can't believe you and I have not met yet. Alex says your name's cool, by the way. The Dorklicious, he says that's really, really cool. But it all depends on what happens with this fucking lockdown, doesn't it? Or with this plague that's going around. If I don't get to do a wall show, I might do a road trip and just go, like, camping or some such shit like that. You had someone adding you some time ago, and you're like, last time I saw you was like 18 years ago. Also, you've been a bitch to me. Yeah, get the fuck out, yeah. You missed it. I never did. I did Ali Pally one year, but only once. I prefer Woolfest and Wonderwall, because you can buy loads of shit there. Not that I need any more stash, you understand. But then I also, like, I know a chap who's, he works for a club, and he's the, yay, thanks for the follow, Kermit Morph. What a fab name. He's an advertiser for, I can't remember what you call them, for a nightclub. So he gets on, oh wow, another follow. Sudden demise of Mona Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, he's public relations. Is that the word I'm looking for? For a nightclub. And he's actually got 2 profiles because his first one, he filled up the friends quota. You know? And it was like, that's just you're not friends with all of these people. You don't meet up with them on a regular basis, and you know, I just don't get why you'd be friends with them all. There you go. Yeah, the London one did seem to me to be a bit more in the fabric rather than the fibre. Wonderwall's great. I used to go to Wonderwall every year. I haven't been for 3-4 years now. So, oh, didn't do a step check, did we? 1,137. There you go. But yeah, no, he has thousands and thousands of Facebook friends. So, okay. Your brother's got a million friends. He's a tattoo artist. Yeah. Again though, why are you friends with them? I mean, surely you've got like a business page, which, you know, wow, another follow. Operatic Poetry of Wisdom. These are some very unusual names we've got coming up here. Fantastic. Yeah, why be friends though? Why not just have a business page and have them like the page? Although saying that, I'm friends with my tattoo artist and my piercer. They're a married couple. As in, they're married to each other. He tattoos, she pierces. But he could have a page. Do you know what I mean? And put on it that he works for so-and-so and even link to their page, if they have one. Just a showcase sort of page. Like, I mean, I like to do photography, you know? And I have a photography page. Because more people friend you than follow your page, even if they might... I suppose so. That means maintaining 2 things. I suppose. I want the nicer weather to come back so I can get out my camera. Thank you for the follow, Rainbow of Optimism Reality. I've got a funny feeling this is all the same person. Kids need to eat, apparently. Why? Send them foraging in the garden for wild mushrooms. Or in the kitchen for home mushrooms. Or wherever it is that you keep your food. You have snow in the garden now. Well, where the hell are you that you've got snow? Are you up north? being as like everybody's up north from me, but as far south as you can get in the UK. Yeah, might be. They don't tend to follow though, do they? And hey, it's follow counts, isn't it? At the end of the day, this morning was a lot of rain. House, it's nice here now. It was a bit like that here this morning, but as you can see, it's getting a lot. You're Cheshire, yeah, that's up north. It's north from me. You rarely get snow here because you're next to the ocean. Yeah, I'm on a wee island that is. It's annoying. Shut up! I'll feed you. Be quiet. I'm on a wee island that's like 24 by 17 miles or something. It's tiny. So we rarely get snow here. We've got like a microclimate here as well. I don't even know how many rows I've done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 26, 28, 30, 32. Oh, too many to go then. No, your dad went to see the TT races on the Isle of Man. I live on the Isle of Wight. It's a different island. No. No, I don't think so. You're working from home, so lurking. Lurk away, my love. Lurk away. I'm not going to be on for too much longer, to be honest. Because, you know, I've got a kid that needs feeding as well, and he's going to start making noise soon. Yeah, no, if you've got the UK, yeah, say that's the UK. The Isle of Man's about here. The Isle of Wight's here. We're just off Portsmouth. The Isle of Man's in the middle, isn't it? Just off between UK and Ireland. So, rage of colourful love. Thank you for the follow. You just posted in my Discord. That is at the back of my house. Hang on, where is my Discord? Let's stick it over here. It's thinking about loading the picture. Ooh, Is that snapped clean in half, was it? For those of you that aren't in my Discord, you see that? That's that there. That's it there, isn't it? Can you guys see my cursor, by the way? I don't know whether you can. Just above the washing line. Can you? Oh, that's okay. So yeah, so you can see when I go, look, that bit there. Wow, that's when I lived in Romsey, at the back of my house was the railway track. And I don't know who this is, but thank you for the bazillion follows on millions of accounts. Yeah, it was the railway track, and it was surrounded by really, really, really tall trees. And I had a massive row with the letting agent at one point, because it was like, I'm worried that tree's going to come down and land on us in the night, because our garden wasn't very long. And they were, oh, it's nothing to do with us, nothing to do with us. I was like, it is, because it's planted in the garden. You guys need to take care of it. And it made a massive mess, because the only way they could get to my garden was through my house. I lived in a terrace house. So, yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Yeah, hey, I don't know who that is, but yay for all the follows. The railway line, yeah. I remember when we first moved in, it was like the 2 a.m. train woke everybody up, you know, and the kids were all, oh, I can't believe you moved us to a house next to the railway line. But it's like, well, first off, the railway line on the mainland is a hell of a lot quieter than the railway line where I live. And you know, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. It'll be fine. 2 days later, they were all sleeping through it. So. I used to love lying in bed with the window open, listening to the owls hooting to each other, because they all nested along the railway line, because the trees were so massive. And you could hear them all calling to each other at night. It's brilliant. Thanks to the Instagram follow. Appreciate it. I'm not doing shout outs on that because I don't know whether people want me to say, you know. But thanks to the Instagram follow. You know who you are. Do you get a lot of owls where you are, Dork, with the railway line being there? You hear owls here? Oh, I love it. I love the sound of owls. It's brilliant. Not at that end. You're doing Southampton. It's bloody great. I miss where I used to live. That was a lovely little place. It's at the end of a road. You know, it was like a little estate. Okay, Ready the Wolf. And you couldn't get through it, so it was a dead end estate. And you would come in at the top of it and then drive down the hill. And we were like right at the very, very bottom. Nice little tiny 3-bedroom house down there. I'm really bummed actually I don't still live there, because I loved the town and everything where I lived. The railway track out the back. Oh. But I wouldn't have the room for all my craft stuff. And I certainly wouldn't be streaming, because I wouldn't have room for it. Oh, can you? Do you live near Woodland then? Just a big park with a big avenue of trees up to the... Oh, nice. Yeah, we had a lot of wildlife where I used to live, because there was no, where it wasn't a through road, the only traffic that was ever there were people that lived there. So it was quiet for the majority of the time. So we often saw evidence of, you know, foxes and squirrels and all of that. Like, it was great. That bit of woods in the picture is the tail end of the big woods just down a bit from the house. It's got a few big ponds and a brook running through it. Oh, I bet that's fab. I want to come visit you now and go for walking in the woods. The baby fox is playing. Oh. Good morning, Knots. How are you? You alright, my love? I want to come and take loads of photos and that of baby foxes and... About badgers. Do you get badgers? Time to get dressed and take hubby to work. Oh no. Not the dreaded hubby to work run. Well. Drive safe. Yeah, I know. Horrible time of the morning. Oh dear me. Ugh. I could be doing that. You love the family of squirrel live out back. He'd beat the shit out of the local cats, little ninjas. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, give me some food. Do you put food out for them? I'd put food out if I knew squirrels came. I am. Do you know what? I've been online for 2 hours and 40 minutes and you're the first person that's actually noticed. Just to preach a little bit, but you're not giving them peanuts, are you? Because it's actually quite bad for them. And there's no nutritional value. Because I'm doing the heel and I find it just as fast to not turn the work, to go backwards and forwards. So yeah, I just go like a typewriter or a printer. I just don't bother to turn the work. I only really do it on socks or small things. I don't bother on like massive things. I've done a whole sweater knitting backwards and forwards and not bothered to turn the work, but I got to watch it. Whereas if I turn it around in Pearl, I don't have to actually watch it. It's handy. You get squirrel mix, cool. It took me a while to figure out how to do it, but I sat down one day and just basically like I turned my work and I stuck the needle in pearl-wise, and then I turned it back around to see what it looked like. But yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to do it if you hold the yarn in your right hand, but if you hold the yarn in your left hand like I do, then you should be able to do it. Now, so the way that I do it, so the needle goes in like that way, and then I use my fingers, my thumb and my ring finger to swivel the needle, and then go, well, I don't on that one because that's a slip stitch, but you know. And then I just do it that way. So it goes in through the back of the stitch. Sorry, I was a bit out of focus there. In through the back of the stitch. over the top and then round and under, and then you just catch the stitch and pull it off that way. So in through the back, yarn goes round and out that way. And once you get the hang of it, you can actually go quite fast with it. So, you know, you do it on here and you hold yarn in right hand. I've never tried it with the yarn in my right hand, but then I hold the yarn in my left hand all the time. So, you know, I didn't see the point of trying it with it in my right hand. But yeah, if you get stuck as to, well, you know, which way do I wrap the yarn or whatever, turn it round and look at how it is when you do a purl stitch, for example. Because I know how, and it's called knitting backwards. I know how to knit backwards and to purl backwards. That's a little bit more involved, but yeah, once you've picked it up, it's actually quite I was wondering if anybody would notice, and nobody said anything. I was like, they haven't noticed. And it's great for, like, because I've done the heel flap and now I'm about to start the turning the heel, so the little bit, and it's great for when you're literally doing small amounts because you don't have to keep turning the fucking work. Do you know what I mean? So for the heel I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. Go to halfway, and then I go 2 more stitches, and then I go slip, slip, knit, and knit 1. Then you just go back the other way. So that's my slip, slip, knit. I slipped the first stitch, worked the slip, slip, knit. Now I work the 2 extra stitches and I'm back in the middle. So I know then to go 2 more stitches, do 2 together, and work another 1, and then just keep going. It means you don't have to drop the yarn. Too much caffeine makes your boobs sore? I know it's normal to me as well, Dork. I don't think anything of it. Adoramora, thank you for the follow. Wow, yeah, that's yeah. Not, I'd do a pregnancy test, love. I don't know that I am, because all the names are very similar, Nelly, if you go back and look. And you normally get shout-outs when you go raid people. Whoever it is, I think, is like going off and creating different accounts. And I've not been raided, so... Well, I'm not going to turn it down. It's all follows, isn't it? Oh, okay. I've never heard of that. Causes my skin to go apeshit. Psoriasis. That's why I have to quit it. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Yeah, I think it's somebody creating new names. It's fine, I don't care. It's all numbers, isn't it, at the end of the day? You keep at it, mate, whoever you are. I am the naysayer. Hello. How are you? That is cute, that little hi. I'm good, thank you. Had a good morning. Been on for, what, nearly 3 hours. Had a good natter. How's your morning been? Or evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are? The other reason I think it's the same person who died is because my viewer count isn't going up. You've been up since 3 a.m. What did you do that for? It's only 7 a.m. there. Insomnia sucks. It does. It does. I'm a delayed sleep insomniac, so I fully get that. I'm alright once I manage to finally get to sleep, but I can't get to sleep. And then I wake up 60 bazillion times in the night because I need to pee, or because my psoriasis is itching, or because my restless legs has decided to play up. So yeah, I do 100% understand that. And it's shit as well, because you say, oh yeah, you know, I'm an insomniac. And then people are like, oh, have you tried honey in your tea? Yes. Have you tried warm milk? Yes. I've tried everything, mate. I did. If there's a what's the word I'm looking for? Family. Oh, housewives tale. Is that the word? Oh, I can't remember. You know, whatever. But if somebody's got a family remedy to try, I've tried it. So what you're saying is you thought you'd come on here and see if I can bore you back to sleep. Old wives' tales. That's what I meant. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, delayed sleep insomnia. I looked it up years and years and years ago. Falling asleep at like 3 and waking up 5 times, getting up. Yeah. Tried melatonin, didn't help me either. Worst thing about UK is apparently doctors in here don't believe. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just want to sleep, you prick. I remember years ago when my children were small and I went to the doctor about my insomnia and he said, "Oh, try taking a half-hour stress-free walk every day." And I sat there and I literally went, "Are you fucking joking?" So he was like, "There's no need to be like that." And I was like, "Did you even look at my medical notes? I'm a single mum to 4 young children. When am I supposed to find a half hour during the day so that I could go for a fucking walk without my children?" I said, "You're going to come babysit for me every day then, you know?" And I actually saw my own GP a few months later and I said to him about it. And even he turned around and said, "Did he offer to babysit for you?" Because he knows I'm a single mum. And I was like, "No. The pills that knock you out within 30 minutes, use them until they give you supply last you 6 months." What? Sleeping pills and you don't get along. Took half of one with low dose balls out for 12 hours and dizzy and tired the rest of the day. Yeah. Last time I tried a sleeping aid, I had nightmares. And I don't just mean like disturbed dreams, I mean full on night terrors. And the only other time I've had night terrors was when I was pregnant and it was hormonal. Yeah. Lotion bath made with beeswax and goat's milk. If I can find some knots, I'll give it a try. Now, what I do that a lot of other sock knitters don't seem to do is I've just closed that last gap up. And a lot of sock knitters go back to close that gap up. I won't close that gap up now until I've start working in the round again. And because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up stitches down here and then I'm going to work the other heel. And then once I've worked the other heel, we go along the front, pick up those stitches here, and then I will knit 2 together over that gap. So it will still flow with the look of the stitches, but it will also close that gap. And I won't have like a hitch there to come back to. Have you got a brand name? Stitches. Because, you know, I'll try anything. My mum itches at night as well. No, I meant knots for the anti-itching cream thing. I need to pee again. Oh, lovely. No thanks. Bye. Oh, I need to run to the toilet because I drank more tea. I'm back. Why did I just... For some reason, I just slipped and knitted my way across that instead of just knitting. Never mind. I completely forgot to update my bar graphs. I've just realised I've still got my old socks on them. Of course you do, yeah. The doctors in the UK are like that about cervical smear tests, you know, to check for cervical cancer and that. You couldn't possibly have, you know, need one under a certain age, and some doctors even believe you couldn't get it if you don't have children. Which is just absolutely outrageous. Do you have to wait till you didn't used to have to? I started having I started having cervical smears when I had my first child and I was 16. So there's me saying that I'm 10 days late. I'm awfully crampy all of a sudden. Like, major crampy. Did you? They do them routinely here in Germany. I've done such... Yeah, but we don't see gynecologists here as a matter of course. You only see gynecologists if you're pregnant, you know, for sexual health or pregnancy. You get your birth control through your GP, through your family doctor, so... Oh, wow, my stomach suddenly is agony. I went on the pill at 13. No, 14. I wasn't examined or anything. I just went to the doctor and said I want to go on the pill. Dr. Sarah Eustace, she's been suffering random pains, fatigue, headaches, all sorts of 10 years. Be fat, thin, meat eater, vegan, everything in between. You've been unemployed in a high-stress job and your symptoms never changed, never used to live on. Sounds about right. That might just be our doctor, say. Also here you have to miscarry 3 times for them to carry investigation. That's what's happening. Yeah. No, see, here in the UK, your GP does all of that. But then it's also like, I mean, I don't know like if it's like that where you are, but in the States they have paediatricians for their children. We don't. They just see our general family doctor. Yeah, of course you do. You're obviously suffering from stress, dear. Go home and take a nice hot candlelit bath. Because, you know, that's going to help, isn't it? Yeah, see, we don't. It's not like you get a special doctor just because you've got a child. Your child goes under your family general practitioner. That's why they're called GPs. Because it's general practitioner and you see them for everything. You only get referred if it's for, you know, something that the doctor can't treat. Which is probably why, although we've got, you know, the NHS, it's impossible to get an appointment. Because they're dealing with everything from mums with new babies who have got colic through to old age pensioners who just want a chat.
Attack Mummy!
Don't attack Mummy! Ah!
You're just silly.
I'm just silly, am I? Love you.
I love
How much do you love me?
100,608,000 of 100.
Wow, that's like lots.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, baby.
Yeah, the NHS is far too stretched. But that's because, like I say, GPs are doing everything. We don't have paediatricians for our doctors. If you've got a problem on your kid, you take them to your GP, don't you? We don't have separate sexual health. We don't have... Yes, but did you have to get referred for all of those? Because here you have to go via your GP to get referred for anything. But yeah, no, your kids don't get a separate doctor. Your kids just go under the family GP. Yeah, no, see, we need a referral for everything now. Oh, balls, I forgot to pick up those stitches. That's because I ran off to the toilet, that's what that was. Right, let's just slip these back over. I'm hungry. Free choice of doctor here, so you can see a specialist even if GP says you don't need one. Wow. We don't get that. You want to see a specialist or a consultant, you've got to get a referral. You can change GPs whenever you want, that's easy. You just got to go to a new GP and register. Could you imagine that? You know I've got a problem with so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm just going to go and book myself in to see, you know, the correct fucking doctor. Come on, work. Yeah, convincing a GP to refer you is virtually impossible. Your sister just had to get a referral to get her hips x-rays, which she's done every 2 years. And she still has to get a referral, even though she has hip dysplasia. Well, that's just ridiculous. See, my son was born with a hole in his heart, and it didn't close up, so he got referred to cardiology. But he's had heart surgery because he developed other issues after a while. But he sees a cardiologist every year or every 18 months or so. And, we can contact them directly. But that's because he's a cardiac patient. We don't have to go through the GP for that. Oops. Love you too. Love you more. Love you more than that. You on back x-ray and they say they only do a scan or back before operation. But how do they know if you need an operation? Tried to change doctor and was told it would make my waiting time for appointment really long because all the other doctors are super busy. Ugh. Who was that? Who was that you were with? See, I like my GP, but I can't get near him for love nor money. Ooh, tummy tums. Dr. Lockett Ventnor. You couldn't say period without him blushing and hiding behind his computer. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, you got to get hold of your GP to write you. It used to be called a sick note. It's now called a wellness note. Yeah. If you're, I don't know if it's still the case, but it used to be if you were going to be sick for more than a certain amount of days. Exactly. You have to get what's called an emergency appointment. The GPs in the surgery that I'm at, they release a certain amount of appointments per day, which you can book like in advance, but it's at the moment it's about a 4-week wait. Well, it's not, we can't get near our GPs at the moment because they're all locked down, but it used to be at my surgery about a 3 to 4 week wait if you wanted to pre-book an appointment. If you want an appointment on the day, you have to fight everybody else at 8 a.m. to get through on the phone. For years you've been struggling with low energy motivation. Your GP stuck you on antidepressants, which only makes it even worse. Yeah, I had that issue last year, didn't I? I was put on antidepressants after losing my fiance, and all they did was make me eat. You miss a spot, you need to wait to make appointment, and then wait for appointment. Yeah, I was stuck on antidepressants, you know, suffering from grief. Stuck on antidepressants and was told, you know, we'll refer you for bereavement counselling, which is run by the hospice. And I went to the hospice when the appointment eventually came through. That took 2 months. And I got this old chap who, you know, I didn't feel any connection to whatsoever. And I just came out of that appointment feeling like shite. So I didn't go back again. Yay, we turned to heel. He was told to call up for therapy after Mum died. When you called, apparently you weren't depressed for it, and not because you were coping. My GP knew I wasn't, because he's known me since my daughter was little. And I went in to see him, and he knows that I'm not you know, I don't go in unless it's something serious. And I went in and he said, you know, how's it going? And I was like, and he said, what's up? And I said, I'm not coping. And he said, why? He said, what's going on? I said, I just can't, you know. I told him that I'd lost my partner 6 months before. I said, I just don't, you know, my life's over. And he's like, well, it isn't. I said, no, I know that. I said, but emotionally I can't get past that at the moment, you know. And I sort of sat and talked to him for a bit and, you know, break down in front of him, which again I don't do. And he was like, right. He said, what would you like me to do? You know, he said, do you want some tablets? And he'd spoke to me all about it. And I said, well, I could try them, I suppose. But last time I had antidepressants, which, you know, would admittedly was 20 odd years ago, I said all I wanted to do was sleep. So he was like, okay, we'll try you. And he gave me a really, really mild dosage. They made me so fucking tired, you guys. They set my vertigo off, made my vertigo so much worse. And then, yeah, I was nauseous for a few weeks. And as soon as the nausea went, I just ate the fridge. Everything in the fridge, I just ate it. And if I didn't have any food in the fridge, I'd go over the road and buy junk food from the shop. And just, yeah, scoffing food constantly. I put on fucking £30 in about 6 weeks. And every time I said to him, yeah, because he'd phone me up and check on me, like, how you doing, how you doing? I was like, I'm just eating everything. And he was like, oh, yeah, you just need to be a little bit, you know, a little bit of willpower, you'll be fine. And I was like, so I've gone from being depressed because my husband-to-be is dead to now being depressed because I'm £30 heavier than I've ever been in my entire life. Even when I was pregnant, I wasn't this heavy. And because now I'm struggling to lose the weight. Turned you into a zombie, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't work, just drifted. Yeah, it's horrible. I've got big gaps from when my older children were young because they put me on antidepressants because they thought I was suffering from stress. And I've got gaps in their childhood that I just don't remember because I slept for weeks and weeks and weeks until I refused to take them anymore and I came off them. I would literally get up in the morning, take my children to school, come home, curl up in the armchair and go to sleep until 2 o'clock, wake up, have a quick cup of tea, go and pick my kids up, come home, doze off in the chair again about 4 o'clock, wake up to cook dinner, cook them dinner, manage to stay awake for a couple of hours after dinner, send them to bed, and I'd be in bed by 9 o'clock because all I wanted to do was fucking sleep. You've gained weight, but it's been so... No, see, I didn't. I just ate everything. You once had weird meds that made you feel drunk all day. Oh. Yeah. exactly. Sertraline and turns you and your mum into zombies. I've tried Fluffosity. I don't feel it. I've tried several different ones. Yeah, it's Talipram. Tried that as well. So I'm like, well, you know, unless you're willing to play about with meds for me, I can't be on them. I can't be a zombie when I've got a 6-year-old at home all day. I wouldn't be able to get through. Thanks for the follow. The follow, Jammy Heel. Yeah, I'd rather be without them than to be on them and have all their side effects. I want to live my life, not float through it stoned off my brains on tablets that they've given me, eating everything in sight. Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't do that. I quit them after a few months. So hiya, nuts. Are you not driving no more? Or are you at the turnaround point? Have dropped him off and now you're going home? I don't know. I mean, I guess for some people they work. I know some people swear by them. But they seem to not work for a lot more people than they do work for, if you get what I mean. No. I haven't either. I've always reacted zombified, and like I say, this time I ate the fridge, but I hear more stories like this of people that don't react well to them than I do of people that seem to react well, or, you know. I mean, I know of some people who've been on antidepressants their entire adult life, which must be awful. Cute. Oh, that's dedication, isn't it? She gets up at 5 o'clock every morning to take her husband to work. Pfft. I'd be like, you can walk, dude. I'm so mean. Oops. Yeah, right. She's obviously a very lovely wife. Better than I would be. I'd be like, no, fuck that. Walk to work. Catch a bus. Can't you carpool or something, you know? Especially with me being such a cheery morning person and all. You were annoyed that you had to get up at 7:30 to wake your son. That's why you don't drive, your boyfriend drives himself to work. Yeah, bloody right. Oh, come on. You're off work, why'd you still have to get up? Your partner chauffeurs you around. Ooh, get you. I'm always the person that drives in my family. If I'm in a car and I'm allowed to drive it, I will drive. I hate being a passenger. I'm not a very good passenger. Which is half the trouble. Ain't nothing wrong with the bus. I'm still learning to drive. Mum drops you at work and picks you up, but you'll go in your car and you'll drive. Yeah. I passed my test 2 weeks before I gave birth to my 4th child. And I was fucking huge. I was immense. Examiner nearly had fucking heart failure when he saw me. Oh, I'm lucky I passed my test before the written part came out. About 6 months beforehand, I think it was. Right. We have successfully turned 2 heels. Yay! Yeah, if you haven't passed the practical, you have to redo the theory. Ouch. I just jammed my finger under the desk. Ow, 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 ow. Right, I've been online for 3.5 hours and it's been fantastic. And it's probably been one of my busiest streams. I might do more daytime streams in future because it's been really, really good. So, yeah, Really enjoyed it. It won't be Thursdays if I decide to do it. I might do Wednesdays instead. Yeah. I like daytime as well. It's certainly been more active in here, isn't it? Hey, no, rant away. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I'll if I'm going to change daytimes, I'll adjust my schedule down there. And yeah, I haven't done it before because I've always worried about Daryl, but he seems quite happy with it. He just comes as long as he gets kisses. He doesn't really. Not too early, but day one is great. It means you can stay and watch. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking sort of about 9 o'clock. The American streamers are all asleep. Yeah. But yeah, maybe if I could do about 9 a.m. a couple of days a week. Does that sound? I was saying on my YouTube video that I did last, because I do YouTube as well, you guys. For those of you that don't know, the link to all of my stuff comes up regularly. But YouTube is there, and I do bullet journaling over there. And I'm thinking I'm going to keep bullet journaling to YouTube, and then knitting and spinning here on Twitch, because bullet journaling, to be perfectly honest with you, gets very, very little attention, and my bullet journal streams tend to be 3 people, which is boring and depressing. So I might do daytime streams here for knitting and spinning, and then just do YouTube videos for my bullet journaling. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So yeah, but obviously I certainly don't want to clash with Elle, because I like to watch Elle streams, so it wouldn't be Thursdays. I'm only doing today because I didn't stream last night and she's not on today, so I have to pick a couple of mornings a week. Right, okay. I'll have to update my I didn't update that. Yeah, we're gonna go now. So you need to come in and say bye.
Bye.
Come here.
Yeah.
No, sit. Hey, my little ninja. Mwah! Right, so we're gonna go.
We are not going to Nan's.
We're gonna go to Nan's because I'm hungry. Oh, hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
We're going.
We are, yeah. My little Spider-Man. Mwah. Should we see if there's anybody on to raid? Let's go and see. Mrs. O's gone quiet. I don't know whether she's streaming now. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Because we can always go raid somebody. Shift your bum. I need to turn. Thank you. Let's see who's on. So don't disappear, and we'll go and raid somebody. Oh, Evils is on. I like Evils. He's funny. I frightened the shit out of him last time. There's me, look. Right, we're going to go and raid Evils, because he does pyrography, and I find pyrography absolutely fascinating.
You watch some of this, I watch some more.
Oh, okay.
So I can watch a bit of why.
So let's go copy that. Yeah, I love Evils. Right, I'm going to type in the raid in here. And Evils Workshop. Okay, thank you for joining me. And I will change the schedule down below, and I'll post on my Discord and on my other social media what my new schedule will be. Shh. Okay, so have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is that you're doing. See you later, and we're going to go raid.